You are listening to stories at Chubby Orange Audio. Wish you an enjoyable listening experience. I transmigrated into an evil stepmother, and it's absolutely hilarious. This story is so funny, you'll laugh until you go crazy. Everyone needs to listen, or you'll miss out. I transmigrated into an evil stepmother. My mission is to make my husband's 2 children from his previous marriage hate me. Every morning when I wake up, I come up with all sorts of schemes. I order the eldest son Alexander Hughes to work tirelessly washing clothes and cleaning the house until he's drenched in sweat. The youngest, Emma Hughes, I assign to clean windows and weed the garden. This dream, like life, continues for a year until disaster strikes. The male lead, Luna White, his dream lover, returns. I know my end has come, so I quickly pack my luggage neatly, preparing mentally to be kicked out of the house. Instead of being sad and crying, I think of a longer-term plan. I'll fly straight to Maneuver to enjoy life. Destiny smiles upon me when I accidentally meet an incredibly charming male model there. While I'm daydreaming about my bright future, Luna White points at my expensive luggage with a fake expression, commanding with the tone of a boss. You must leave all the gold, silver, and jewels for me. But surprisingly, the eldest son Alexander stands up to protect me. Mom, don't be scared. Just go ahead, I'll follow you later. Little Emma also nods in agreement, her voice childish but full of determination. We don't need this pile of junk. Dad still has a safe. Once I break the lock, I'll send all the money to Mom. Just then, the cold, emotionless voice of the system rings in my head. Host, what are you doing? Your mission is to maintain the image of an evil stepmother, to treat these 2 children terribly, making them suffer and despair completely. Only when the male lead brings Luna White back, and the 2 children are moved by her fake maternal love, seeing her as their real mother, will your mission be complete. Your reward is maintaining youth for 40 years, meaning you'll stay young and beautiful forever. Hearing this, I'm moved to tears. This system really understands me. Women must be beautiful even if they die, understand. Compared to that, money is just material possessions. I wouldn't regret throwing it all away. Besides, what's there to worry about money? This mansion is full of antiques and expensive jewelry. Just randomly grabbing something and throwing it in my suitcase would be enough for me to spend extravagantly for a lifetime. When I get kicked out of the house, I'll secretly stuff a few more items and run straight away. After settling this matter, I need to work double time to compensate for the months I was forced to be an evil stepmother. I immediately solemnly promise the system that I'll guarantee to complete the mission. The system happily agrees and generously offers 3 additional benefits. During the mission, if I encounter any difficulties, I can call for its support up to 3 times. I look at the 2 little kids in front of me, not even reaching my knees in height, thinking to myself that dealing with these 2 is like playing with puppies, easy as pie. Little brat, go get me some watermelon. I point at the eldest son Alexander. In the future, he'll become a decisive, cold, ruthless man who only cares about his sister and mother Luna White. But right now, he's just a little chick fuming with anger. Alexander sits on the carpet, his face full of humiliation, staring at me as I cross my legs and lounge on the sofa, enjoying the life of a proper lady. Feed you what? The boy's eyes widen in disbelief, seemingly unable to believe what's happening. His small lips press tightly together, clearly showing his frustration and indignation. Finally, after an internal struggle, the boy reluctantly gives in, obediently spearing a piece of juicy red watermelon and gently bringing it to my mouth. Alexander, right? Starting today, all the snacks you currently own will officially belong to me. I'm confiscating everything. To add more authority, I don't forget to give orders. Butler, quickly bring all those crispy potato chips, colorful fruit jellies, and aromatic seasoned jerky to my room immediately. Alexander's chin trembles slightly, probably trying hard to suppress his anger. He's the eldest grandson of the wealthy Hughes family. These 2 kids really spend money without any restraint. From clothes and food to entertainment activities, everything is top tier, they lack nothing. I heard their daily drinking water is fresh melted snow from the majestic Alps, said to be extremely rich in minerals and beneficial for health. Their vegetables and fruits are personally guaranteed by agricultural engineers graduated from prestigious universities, ensuring absolutely organic farming processes. In short, they eat well and abundantly, with plenty of excess fat. I decide I must start changing from that excess fat itself. The first task I set is weight loss. What? Didn't keep your word at all. Alexander's eyes begin to well up with tears, trying to maintain the dignity of an older brother. spreading his arms protectively in front of his poor little sister. You clearly said that, if we hand over our allowance, you wouldn't treat us badly anymore. As soon as he finishes speaking, Emma immediately bursts into tears, her sobs echoing throughout the room. There's still allowance money too. My eyes light up with interest, but I still try to maintain a calm exterior, casually adding, hand over the allowance too, and all the snacks as well. As soon as I finish speaking, the expressions on both children's faces change dramatically. Their small hands clench into fists, trembling with anger but completely powerless. I throw my head back and laugh heartily with satisfaction. Indeed, snacks are the fatal weakness of every child in this world. Alexander still refuses to give up, loudly protesting. You're treating me badly, I'll tell Dad. I respond with a completely calm expression. Really? You said it yourself. Anyone who doesn't go tell Dad is a coward. I live in this world precisely to treat others badly. Ha 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 ha. Go ahead and tell. The bigger the complaint, the better. This is already the third day I've been playing the evil stepmother. Alexander still won't surrender, continuously calling his father 18 times in one day. And what about his father? He doesn't even bother to answer a single call. Calculating carefully, he's probably in glamorous France right now, coincidentally reuniting with the female lead Luna White. He's busy with romance, flirting and making eyes at each other. How could he have the mood to care about the little son born from a commercial marriage? Alexander doesn't give up and turns to call his grandfather. Although the old man is elderly, he's not completely heartless, so he sends someone to the house to knock some sense into me with a few words of warning. Conveniently, he also rewards me with a powerful black card, telling me to go easy on his precious grandson for money's sake. I hold the black card, thinking this really puts me in a difficult position. On one hand, there's eternal beauty at age 18, on the other hand, I possess a powerful black card for unlimited spending, truly caught between a rock and a hard place. Faced with the irresistible attraction of money, I click my tongue and decide to treat Alexander a little better. I personally go to the kitchen to skillfully prepare an extremely luxurious and special diet meal for him. The main components include fresh tomatoes, crisp lettuce, with a few sprigs of refreshing mint. The highlight of the dish is the unique sauce I meticulously mixed, promising a combination of extremely eye-catching colors. The aroma is enchantingly fragrant, but the taste? Well, it's so bland it could send someone to transcendence. Who says being an evil stepmother is blissful? Actually, it has its own suffering too. Just when I was enjoying myself a little, disaster struck. My stepdaughter Emma got poor grades at school, and the first person the teacher contacted was none other than me. At that time, I was still leisurely sitting doing my nails, enjoying those rare moments of peace. Suddenly, a phone call from school rang out. Hello, is this the parent of little Emma? The teacher's voice was full of reproach. Your daughter ranked last in the class for piano. Please come to school to discuss this matter. Piano, ranked last in class. My mind momentarily spun in confusion. I had to rewind the script in my head several times, trying to arrange everything in the most logical order, before realizing something was wrong. Because in the future, Emma will become the youngest cello artist in the Chinese music industry, a talent recognized worldwide. If it weren't for too much delayed practice time in childhood, the girl could have completely advanced to the international market, establishing her position on the world music map. Although starting later than others, Emma is still a top-tier talent in the cello field. So what does the girl's poor piano playing have to do with becoming a renowned cello artist? With anxious and restless feelings, I hurry to school. As soon as I step into the classroom, I hear the teacher scolding Emma terribly. Piano keys are played from left to right, with the sound getting higher. Such basic knowledge and you can't even remember it. The teacher continues with harsh words. I don't know how much money your family spent on piano lessons for you. It's really money thrown into a pig's head. Emma is tearful and sniffling, crying pitifully. Seeing this scene, my heart immediately flares up. Spending money on music lessons and daring to treat my daughter so badly. Who gave her that right? The teacher glances at me sideways with arrogant, contemptuous eyes. I can't teach your daughter, go find some other master to educate her. Aha, now I remember, the male lead in this novel is madly in love with his Luna White. And Luna White plays piano divinely, her fingering so skilled it makes everyone marvel in admiration. So naturally, he thinks daughters should learn piano and become talented piano artists. Therefore, sparing no expense, he registered Emma for classes with a famous piano teacher ranked among the city's top. The original evil stepmother in the story, wanting to please the male lead, forced Emma to practice piano to the point of madness, seemingly without any human compassion. Whenever Emma didn't play to her satisfaction, the girl would be beaten mercilessly. Ultimately, this behavior caused severe psychological trauma to Emma, making the child live in the shadow of fear. I smile coldly. I'm too familiar with this trick. I can't believe I still have to deal with it now. It's just the same old trick, creating psychological pressure on parents, then skillfully luring them to dig deeper into their wallets for additional lessons. But unfortunately, I'm a genuine evil stepmother here. Don't even think about extracting another penny from my pocket. Refunding money might make more sense. I casually plop down on the soft sofa, crossing my legs arrogantly, exuding an overwhelming aura. If you don't have the ability to teach, then please stop. My husband has prepaid for 300 lessons, 5,000 yuan per lesson. By today 53 lessons have been conducted, so there are still 247 unused lessons. That's a total of 235,000 yuan. Please refund this amount. Do you want to scan the QR code or pay in cash? As I speak, I kindly hold up the pre-prepared QR code for money transfer. The teacher is so angry her whole body shakes violently. Not only that, she points straight at me, furiously shouting, You are extremely rude." I burst into delighted laughter. Aha, so my request for a refund is considered rude. This teacher really has noble character. She continues trying to manipulate me psychologically, attempting to persuade. It's not easy for parents either. How about this from now on? I'll add an extra hour to each lesson, but charge the same fee. Each lesson I'll only charge you an additional 7,500 yuan. Oh, only 7,500 yuan per lesson. Tesk, I find that too expensive. I wave my hand dismissively, responding leisurely. I'm someone who hates troubling others and doesn't have the habit of freeloading off anyone. It's best to just refund the money quickly and cleanly. The teacher grits her teeth, her face red with anger like she's about to explode, finally having to reluctantly scan the code and transfer back the money, while loudly threatening, "With parents as unreasonable as you. Surely no good teacher will want to educate your child." I flip my hand, pointing straight ahead, ordering, "Wet, who gave you permission to leave?" Immediately, the security team understands, promptly slamming the door shut. The teacher becomes frantic, screaming, "What do you want to do? I'll tell you, this is a law-abiding society. Do you want to go to prison?" Her voice is shrilly piercing, echoing to the point of wanting to push my earwax out. I calmly dig my ear leisurely, then slowly respond, "The person who should go to prison is you." After speaking, I open a surveillance video that recorded her entire tirade of cursing and terrible treatment of Emma. She's completely stunned, stammering, You've been monitoring me." I show utmost contempt, staring straight at her face, then slowly saying, "Excuse me, but this is the Hughes family's dedicated piano room." I emphasize each word, deliberately creating pressure. "I'll tell you, just scratching one piano in this room would cost you dearly, even your life." My gaze is cold as a knife. "So do you think we need surveillance cameras here to monitor your every move?" The teacher tries to justify her actions with cunning, vicious eyes. I scolded little Emma to help her improve. She squints while speaking, trying to appear innocent. I let out a cold, mocking laugh. Improve. I think with evil stepmothers like her who specialize in devilish tricks, only strong measures can cure them. Since that's the case, I don't need to be polite anymore. I begin venting my anger with non-stop cursing. From her great-grandmother to her great-grandfather on both maternal and paternal sides, I inquire about every single one. My mouth works like a fan, spewing toxic and crude words. She's so angry her face turns red, breathing heavily like she's about to faint. "You're insulting my dignity, I'll sue you," she shouts, trying to regain composure. I slam the USB drive hard on the table with an arrogant, domineering attitude. "Go ahead and sue. But before you can do anything, I'll release all the videos of you mistreating students to the parent group at school. I'll let everyone see clearly what's behind your hypocritical facade." Hearing this, her face turns pale as a banana leaf. Emma attends an elite school exclusively for girls. Teacher salaries there aren't high. Most of her income comes from private tutoring fees. If I release these videos, her reputation will be destroyed. She'll lose all students, and her career will be over. Under tremendous pressure from me, the teacher cries while bowing to apologize to Emma, her voice fake and aged. "You're a very good, very wonderful child." Teacher apologizes to you. Emma's eyes sparkle brightly like they contain little stars. On the way home, the girl chatters non-stop, every sentence being, "Good mommy this, good mommy that." I silently scream inside. Good heavens, how did my scolding have such an effect? Wasn't I just pretending to be fierce? How did the girl actually get moved? I glare at the child and shout, "Shut up. You must call me bad mommy." Emma acts coquettishly and reasonably says, "I don't want to. Mommy helped me defeat the bad person. Mummy is the most wonderful mother in the world." I raise my fist threateningly. "Call me that again and I'll tape your mouth shut right now." The child squeaks and quickly covers her mouth with both hands like a mouse seeing a cat. A moment later, she whispers sneakily, "Isn't mommy angry with me? After all, just days ago I was forcing the child to practice piano daily like going to battle, just to record artistic videos to send to the male lead abroad for pocket money. Now my money-making plan has vanished into thin air. Encountering such a big issue and not punishing the child seems strange indeed." I fiercely reply, "Of course mommy is angry. Your punishment tonight is eating double portions of beef and eggs." Emma's face wrinkles like she might actually cry. Although Emma temporarily stopped piano lessons, schoolwork absolutely cannot be interrupted. Other subjects must continue as normal. Every day the child has one lesson. This is an unchanging rule. I don't hesitate to pinch Emma's chubby cheeks hard while declaring authoritatively, "Starting tomorrow you'll learn cello. One lesson per day." Emma's eyes become confused, seemingly having no idea what a cello is. I secretly chuckle mischievously. "A cello is an incredibly heavy instrument, so heavy indeed, darling. Just wait and enjoy, little one." As soon as we enter the house, Alexander immediately notices his sister's red, puffy eyes, as if she had just finished crying. The boy grits his teeth, clenches his fists, and without a word rushes forward to give me a beating. I simply raise my hand lightly, pressing firmly on top of his head, maintaining a safe distance of about half a meter. Alexander is so angry his face turns red, flailing his arms wildly like fighting air, but completely powerless, unable to touch me. "Who told you to have such short arms?" The boy roars in utter humiliation. "When I grow up, I'll definitely tear you to pieces." I just find it amusing. Want to tear me apart. At such a young age, already thinking up such terrifying revenge scenarios. Emma hurriedly explains in a flustered manner, trying to assure her brother that I hadn't bullied her at all. I smirk mockingly, brazenly declaring, "That's right, I'm bullying you. So what?" Then I continue giving orders. "Starting tomorrow, one cello lesson daily, neither of you can skip. In this house, when the male lead is absent, I am the one with supreme power. Under my direction, the two kids obediently submit, one massages shoulders and back, the other brings water for me to wash my feet." While I'm enjoying this VIP care service, Emma looks up curiously asking, "If we're not learning piano anymore, why switch to cello?" I glance at the child and answer, "Of course it's because piano lessons cost 5,000 yuan per session, while cello only costs 3,000 yuan per session, nearly half the difference. I can pocket this extra money, easily earning hundreds of thousands in difference, spending freely." Alexander becomes so angry hearing this he nearly faints. Switching to cello has another extremely important reason. There are just over 20 days left until the male lead returns to check the two kids' academic progress. If they pass the test, I'll receive a huge bonus. But if not, I won't get a single penny. So for money, I must give my all. I hired a teacher for Emma whose name sounds unremarkable. But who would have guessed she's actually the last direct disciple of Professor Harrison, a legendary cello artist. If little Emma's special talent is discovered by the teacher, and she's introduced to the renowned Professor Harrison, what then? Oh my, just thinking about it makes me tingle with excitement. At that point, the male lead's reward will surely increase dramatically by a terrifying exponential rate. The more I think about this bright prospect, the more excited I become, my heart overflowing with indescribable joy. Just wait until the day the successful male lead returns home and decides to kick me out. By then I'll have abundant money and youthful beauty. Maneuver is calling. Those cute young men are waiting. I'm coming soon. While Alexander is massaging my shoulders, the little brat isn't gentle at all, in fact, quite rough. His pressing is so hard I have to adjust myself. Pretty strong massage. Powerful. I try to act normal, praising appropriately. In response, Alexander just smiles coldly, a murderous smile like he wants to devour me alive. However, my next sentence immediately plunges the boy into an icy hell, freezing him solid. "You have the makings of a martial artist, no joke." I look at him thoughtfully then continue, "You don't like the cello teacher, right?" Then forget cello altogether, switch to martial arts to get stronger. No sooner said than done. Without hesitation, I immediately find a professional martial arts trainer to teach Alexander privately. Not only that, I secretly instruct the trainer to double the training intensity. Don't go easy on him, torture him to your heart's content. Alexander looks at me with hateful eyes, like he wants to punch me to death. I'm not to be outdone, glaring back with a warning. What are you looking at? Keep looking and I'll pluck out your eyes so you never see sunlight again. Alexander angrily turns away, gritting his teeth and enduring, trying to suppress the rage boiling inside him. I love this type the most, disliking me openly but unable to do anything about it, having to silently endure. Under the high-intensity training I've carefully designed, both kids have their schedules packed tight from dawn to dusk. As soon as it's time for bed, they fall asleep immediately without anyone's reminding, their biological clocks adjusted to perfection, to the point where they don't even have time to hate me. Sure enough, Emma successfully received an invitation to meet Professor Harrison. When Alexander heard this news, he was overjoyed, immediately rewarding me with an expensive set of golden jewelry, dazzling and brilliant, nearly blinding me with its luxury. Alexander glances at the jewelry set, laughing coldly. Tisk, clearly never seen much money before. This jewelry set is only worth 10 million. Stunned by that figure, I gasp, my eyes lighting up like shooting stars. 10 million. Really? Alexander is speechless. After receiving the reward, I carefully hide the jewelry set like storing a priceless national treasure. Heavens, I never imagined that just treating 2 children decently could earn me so much money. I stroke my chin thoughtfully, my eyes becoming cunning as I quietly scan toward Alexander. Little Emma has been fully utilized and is now worthless for exploitation. So next, we should exploit big brother Alexander, shouldn't we? Monthly, the male lead of my life regularly transfers 2 million yuan to cover our living expenses. Simultaneously, he also handles all living costs in this grand mansion. But I, as a responsible mother, always think about managing expenses most reasonably. Actually, it's not exactly saving money, more accurately, I want to cultivate frugal virtues in the 2 children, so they understand money's value and don't waste it. So I decide to immediately dismiss the private driver and gardener. Think about it, our Hughes family lives in a top-tier luxury villa complex. Within the community, there's even a prestigious private kindergarten. Walking from our gate to the school gate is only about 500 meters, such a short distance. So what's the point of hiring a driver for pickup and drop-off? Isn't that excessive and wasteful? Under my firm and enthusiastic demands, little Alexander has to run to school by himself every day. I'm always dressed in dynamic sportswear, waving my arms with great spirit, shouting commands loudly, run. Alexander glances at me sideways, clearly dissatisfied. I immediately counter-attack with a light but educational forehead flick. No hierarchy, no respect. After eating, exercise a little, live healthy to 99, understand? Alexander mutters something quietly, inaudible. Stingy, this is called stingy. Clearly I'm maximizing available resources to train your physical fitness. Forget it. What's the point of reasoning with a little kid? At the kindergarten gate, all sorts of luxurious, expensive cars are parked closely together. Just looking at the logos makes one dizzy. Tusk, truly a scene of extravagant vanity reeking of money. I watch while secretly resolving to immediately get a really classy car to impress some handsome young men. Beside me, Alexander presses his lips together, his whole body close to me, eyes full of vigilance looking ahead. I raise an eyebrow, asking in surprise, what's wrong, son? See someone eating meat buns and getting hungry. I turn to look in Alexander's direction and see about 4 children clustered together, their eyes clearly showing mockery, staring straight at us, mother and son. Leading the group is a boy with lips red as rouge and teeth white as snow, his face bearing 7 parts resemblance to Alexander. At this moment, that damn system finally appears and speaks up. That's right, that's Alexander's half, brother Nathan Gordon. Years ago, their mother was forced into marriage with the male lead for commercial interests. After giving birth to Alexander, she ran away with her childhood sweetheart. A year later, she gave birth to Nathan. I'm like, what the hell is this? These rich people really go overboard. The system in my head starts bubbling with excitement. It continues dramatically. Nathan is definitely the school bully who hates Alexander with a passion. This half-brother always tries to torment and provoke him. It continues wickedly. Host, this is truly a once-in-a-millennium opportunity to educate Alexander, helping him become stronger while increasing his favorability toward you, killing two birds with one stone. Okay, mission accepted. I smirked mischievously, rubbing my hands together with interest. No wonder your mother left you for someone else. Look at you like a pig, ugly as sin. I speak mockingly while looking at Alexander with contemptuous eyes. The kids following me also chime in. Exactly? Someone like him wants to attend the same school as us. Kick him out of school. As soon as I finish speaking, one bold brat rushes forward and pushes Alexander hard. The boy clenches his fists, grabbing my clothes tightly. In those innocent eyes flashes a trace of cruelty completely inappropriate for his age. Even if you become a domineering, cold, ruthless CEO in the future, killing without batting an eye, right now you're still just a weak little kid being bullied. Thinking this, I immediately throw my bag on the ground, loudly rallying, "Charge! Give him a beating. Go on, when you're bullied, you must fight back. What are you hesitating for?" Unexpectedly, Alexander actually rolls up his sleeves and throws a magnificent punch straight at the lead brat's face. Thanks to adequate nutritional supplements, meat, eggs, milk of all kinds, Alexander has completely transformed from his previously chubby body, becoming much stronger and more robust. Additionally, he's been systematically trained by professional martial arts instructors. Every punch and kick is accurate and powerful. Compared to those other kids with bodies weak as willow branches in the wind, how could they be Alexander's opponents? In just a few short minutes, the whole gang was beaten to a pulp, rolling on the ground crying miserably. The wailing of a bunch of kids immediately attracts the attention of school teachers. A teacher runs over frantically, pointing straight at me and shouting, "The Hughes family nanny, are you mistreating children? Our school will definitely report this incident to higher authorities for severe punishment." I casually flip my long hair, smiling coldly. First, I'm not a nanny, I'm Alexander's stepmother. Then I continue arguing. Second, with such advanced surveillance cameras installed throughout the school, didn't you see who struck first? The teacher chokes, her face red with embarrassment. The family drama of the powerful Hughes family, who in high society doesn't know all about it? Speaking frankly, I'm just the nominal Mrs. Hughes. To put it harshly, I'm just a high-end nanny, a tool the male lead married to spite his old man. The teacher seems to still try maintaining her position despite the difficult situation, weakly retorting, "No matter what happened, you can't beat people up so severely." Without hesitation, I push her away hard, pointing straight at the group of parents still standing motionless nearby, raising my head arrogantly with a proud expression, boldly declaring, "Yes, we people here did strike. So what? What do you plan to do to us?" The teacher freezes completely, utterly stunned. Perhaps in her entire teaching career, she's never witnessed anyone this brazen. I conveniently wave toward my back, pointing at the lurking parents. "And those civilized parents over there, whoever wants to claim damages or file complaints, please step forward. I'm ready to receive you." The teacher is truly completely frozen, standing like a statue, utterly ridiculous. As long as the protagonist of this novel hasn't disappeared from the game, Hughes Corporation remains the world's most powerful financial group. Everyone here, frankly speaking, their careers more or less depend on the Hughes family. Yet they dare think of causing trouble with me. Tired of living? Perhaps hearing my steely words, the parents immediately scatter like sparrows after a gunshot, vanishing without a trace, not even leaving a trail of dust. The teacher is so flustered her face turns red as a persimmon, stammering without being able to say a word. I point straight at the bunch of brats hiding behind Nathan, with an oppressive aura. "And you little ones too," I threaten sternly. "Dare to bully Alexander one more time, and this beauty won't hesitate to give you all a beating you'll remember forever." The kids' faces turn pale, reflexively raising their hands to shield their heads. Nathan's face is red with anger, his eyes like spitting fire, glaring at me with resentful eyes. "Ha ha ha, this is exactly the feeling I want. Let those bratty kids be furious, the angrier the better. When I withdraw from the scene, they'll surely vent all their rage and frustration on Alexander, letting him deeply experience the cruelty of kindergarten society." On the way home, Alexander seems to have a system error, walking while looking dazed, sometimes hiding behind me giggling like an idiot, other times puffing out his chest and walking majestically like a general, his hands flailing wildly in the air as if fighting invisible enemies. Every time I turn around to look, the boy immediately stands straight as a quail caught red-handed, being unusually well behaved, just like a model student who's just been commended. Witnessing his appearance, I have to try my hardest not to laugh. "Look, bullied to the point of nearly developing multiple personalities. It seems my evil stepmother plan has achieved success beyond expectations. The Australian lobsters that the male lead carefully sent by air freight have arrived. Two long, whiskered lobsters are waving and dancing like lions during New Year celebrations. Indeed, the love of rich people is always simple yet extremely practical. The male lead, father of the two children, is still in some distant place on the other side of the hemisphere. He just heard rumors from the children's kindergarten, and without verifying the truth, immediately transferred 1 million yuan to my account as a bonus for hard work. Moreover, he announced he'll return home soon. Did you hear clearly? I told you, this job of being an evil stepmother is truly the legendary easy work with high pay. Not only is there delicious food, but there's also hot bonus money. Emma stares wide-eyed at the bright red Alaskan lobster, swallowing saliva audibly. Mommy, the child speaks in a sweet, coquettish voice like candy that makes my heart soften. Let's eat lobster tonight. Mommy, I try to maintain the most serious tone possible. No dear, tonight only Mommy gets to eat lobster. I explain further. You and brother Alexander still need to obediently eat the nutritious meals Mommy has specially prepared for you both. Emma's chubby face suddenly deflates visibly, no different from a steamed bun losing air. However, the lobster's attraction is too great, making the child quickly think of a new strategy. Mommy, I don't want to eat beef and eggs anymore. Please let me have just one piece of lobster. I really feel sorry for you, but I'm afraid not. Who told me I'm an evil stepmother? Being soft-hearted and sympathetic is something that never happens in my dictionary. No means no. Actually, these two kids are extremely picky eaters. They won't even touch eggs and milk, only obsessing over Norwegian salmon, king crab, and other expensive seafood. I hired a nutrition expert specifically to create scientific and proper meat, egg, milk menus daily. Yet the two children still constantly whine and complain. I sternly threaten that whoever doesn't finish their food will wash dishes for me. Alexander, hearing this, angrily turns purple, hurriedly gulping down milk like a buffalo drinking water. Emma has teary eyes, grimacing as she tries to gnaw through the hateful boiled egg. The CEO daddy is about to return home. I scratch my head thinking, deciding I need to do a few more things to cause deeper psychological trauma to those two little kids. Therefore, I officially announce a new house rule, declaring in front of both children. Starting today, you two will move into Mommy's room to sleep with me. So that night, I begin executing my plan to scare the two kids, using a low, eerie voice like reading horror stories. The gray wolf ate Grandma and then wore Grandma's dress. It stood outside the door and softly called Little Red Riding Hood. I whisper, Grandma is so hungry. Do you have anything for Grandma to eat? I continue telling. Kind Little Red Riding Hood gave cookies to Grandma, but suddenly the gray wolf grabbed the girl's hand. I hide my hand under the blanket and suddenly grab Emma's hand, making the child scream in terror and roll straight into my arms to hide. I secretly laugh with glee inside. Ha ha ha, it scared the little ones again, so satisfying. Alexander turns his back to me, huddling in the corner of the bed pretending to sleep soundly. Himph, who would believe that? The two kids' tiny hands are standing upright suspiciously. Clearly they're listening intently to every word I say. I snort coldly, secretly resolving to dig through all the Andersen fairy tales to find the scariest stories, and tell them until they're trembling with fear and wetting themselves. Actually, under my creative adaptations, bedtime stories have become the most anticipated entertainment of the day for both children. My little daughter hugs her favorite doll tightly, snuggling deep into my arms, her big round eyes looking up to ask a question that makes my blood pressure drop. Mummy, so in the end, did Uncle Jia Bayu and Aunt Lin Dayu end up together? The corner of my mouth twitches. I can't believe my ears. I gently poke the child's chubby cheek, gritting my teeth. This is adult business children aren't allowed to ask. But the child stubbornly refuses to sleep. I don't want a mommy. Today I obediently drank all my milk. Little Alexander beside us quickly nods in agreement. I washed all the dishes clean too, and even tried to coax. Tomorrow I'll mop the floor with sister. I promise to mop it really clean, shiny even. Under the absolute authoritarian terror of a mother, the two children know well to report their achievements, hoping for mercy. Damn, how did I let these brats get the upper hand like this? I immediately grab my phone, open the browser and type. Scary stories that make children wet themselves. As expected, countless results appear. And so the next morning, the two kids carry their school bags to school with panda, like dark circles under their eyes, as if they'd just been professionally made up with smoky eyeliner. I even deliberately use black eyeshadow to darken their eye circles further, hoping some kind person would discover this evil stepmother's cruelty and report it to someone. Best would be telling the male lead abroad so he'd quickly fly back and kick me out. The result is that the next morning I receive a phone call from the kindergarten. I'm secretly delighted, thinking little Alexander got bullied again, and I'd get another chance to play the righteous hero. With high momentum, I fiercely kick open the door and charge straight into the office. Unexpectedly, what meets my eyes is Nathan's tearful face. What on earth is happening? The teacher seems afraid to speak loudly to me. Perhaps because compared to those pampered rich kids with substantial family assets, an evil stepmother like me is truly more unpredictable and formidable. You should ask the boy directly. Under the evil stepmother's knife, sharp gaze, Alexander finally has to bow his head and admit fault. Jaya Baoyu and Lin Dayu didn't end up together. He's sad so he cried. The teacher quickly explains further. Alexander likes telling stories in class, 99 yuan monthly subscription, 1 episode daily. She continues reporting. Today the boy suddenly went on strike and refused to tell stories, so Nathan demanded a refund. Only now do I remember that last night, instead of continuing fairy tales for the kids, I randomly made up ghost stories to scare them. The teacher beside us looks at me with eyes containing 10 parts resentment. Fine, no problem. Seems our young master has successfully switched careers to professional storytelling. Alexander continues shouting indignantly. What's wrong with that? Don't company employees get sick leave? The teacher painfully closes her eyes, seemingly wanting to escape this absurd situation. Good heavens, this little brat has even learned such gangster-style arguments. Nathan presses his lips together, looking pitiful and wronged. Auntie, can I also come to your house to listen to stories? The storytelling audience is officially upgraded from 2 to 3 people. On the bed, Alexander and Emma each sit on one side, claiming the 2 golden spots to hug mommy. Poor Nathan is pushed to the very edge of the bed, sitting alone. Not willing to accept defeat, the little boy secretly crawls under the blanket, determined to burrow straight into my arms. Then turns around to give Alexander a provocative smile. Alexander immediately explodes in fury. You thief, you have some nerve? The boy shouts angrily. You already stole my real mother, now you want to steal my stepmother too. He then executes a skillful weeping willow move, pulling Nathan out of my arms mercilessly, like pulling a carrot from the ground. Alright then, I'll have to reduce the story content by half. Nathan's eyes well with tears, his voice choked. Mom and Dad are traveling in the Alps and haven't been back for a long time. At home I only have the nanny. The boy looks at the Hughes siblings hugging their mother with envious, jealous eyes. I don't need your stepmother. The boy reaffirms, trying to appear strong. I already paid, I'm just here to listen to stories. After speaking, Nathan wipes away his flowing tears with his sleeve, showing great dignity as he sits at the foot of the bed, not bothering to compete for position but just quietly sitting there. Auntie, just continue the story. I paid already, I'll leave right after listening. I respond coldly, alright then, go clean the toilet first. But I already paid the monthly fee 99 yuan. I try to persuade, emphasizing the expense, but that money wasn't transferred to me. 1 household chore equals 1 fairy tale. Fair and square, no debts or freeloading. I set clear conditions so the kids understand that labor will be rewarded. Everyone get to work quickly, no one gets to lie around. I urge the kids, spurring them to complete assigned tasks. I immediately grab each child one by one, forcefully tossing all 3 off the bed. One nimbly makes tea while massaging my shoulders. Another obediently scrubs the toilet and changes garbage bags. The remaining one thoughtfully brings warm water for me to soak my feet and relax. Wonderful, absolutely blissful. It feels like the powerful male lead has returned to enjoy an emperor's life. Just as I'm smugly commanding 3 children to massage my back and shoulders in the luxurious mansion, suddenly I hear hurried, dense footsteps from outside the door. Click! The sound of the door opening rings out, breaking the atmosphere of enjoyment. The 3 kids and I freeze in place like we've been frozen at a crime scene. The male lead, just entering, also stops abruptly, looking utterly surprised. Nathan, why are you here? At this moment, Nathan is wearing an elaborate queen costume with a golden crown on his head, preparing to give the poisoned apple to poor Cinderella. The boy's face turns red as a ripe tomato, frantically removing his outfit. Dad? No, Uncle. Uncle. May I go home first? Goodbye, Uncle, I'll come play again tomorrow. Then he hurriedly grabs the queen dress and runs out like a black hamster, disappearing without a trace. The male lead turns to look at me with a confused expression. What are you doing? I hurriedly wave the plastic magic wand in my hand, feeling extremely awkward and flustered. I'm transforming, believe it or not. The male lead's eyes sweep around, carefully observing the entire room. Emma is covered in dust and dirt, her pretty white face smeared black like the bottom of a pot. Alexander is bent over, crawling on the ground like a loyal hunting dog, with a big black tail tied to his bottom, wagging continuously. The boy, seeing his father turn to look at him, immediately excitedly shouts, "Woof woof woof." The male lead explodes in fury, angrily shouting, "Right now, get out of here immediately." Really? You're really kicking me out? My eyes light up with hope. Right at the moment before completing the difficult mission, the system finally comes back online. Wow, host, your acting skills are truly powerful. Look at the male lead's face. I give you 100 likes. I've rehearsed this entire situation in my head thousands of times, without any hesitation. I immediately pull out 3 suitcases packed with clothes and personal belongings from the bedroom, preparing to be gloriously kicked out of my husband's house. Unexpectedly, the 2 kids simultaneously rush to block me, their eyes fiercely glaring at their biological father. I won't let Dad bully Mom. The system falls silent, speechless. Seems like the script has gone wrong somehow. Yeah, I think so too. Alexander also seems annoyed that his father is blocking the light from the door, so without hesitation he stuffs the toilet brush directly into his father's hand. From now on, Dad will play the dark fairy in our family drama. My husband says while trying to contain his anger, "Hurry up and act for your mother to see. Put on a good show." The male lead's patience reaches its final limit, his face darkening like the bottom of a pot, furious as can be. He grabs one child with each hand, mercilessly throwing them toward the butler standing behind. Turning sharply to me, he roars, "Take all your belongings and get out of here immediately." Hearing this, I nod happily like a pecking chicken. "Yes, sir, I'll leave right away." Reality proves I can't leave as easily as that. Just as I step toward the door, I'm blocked by a figure. Looking up, I meet the ice-cold gaze of a beauty with a freezing aura. She coldly furrows her brow, her contemptuous eyes pointing at my pile of suitcases. "Are all these things your luggage?" Immediately, I spread both arms out, determined to protect my entire economic food supply that I've painstakingly prepared to support my future young men. "Who are you?" "Search everything for me." As soon as I finish speaking, several tall, strong bodyguards immediately step forward to restrain me, giving me no chance to resist. They roughly open each suitcase, the contents being laid out before everyone's eyes. Witnessing this scene, the male lead's face grows even darker, beyond any words to describe his fury. Fish, abalone, fresh New Zealand lobster, so many delicacies. I stammer explanations, trying to salvage the situation. I've eaten well since childhood, so I'm just bringing along some food reserves. The male lead's mouth twitches repeatedly, trying to control his exploding anger. Then what are these electrical wires? Planning an outdoor fish barbecue. Hidden beneath the blue, green coating are 24K golden wire cores, glittering with precious light. In my heart I can only silently shed tears, thinking, it's not my fault, it's your wealth's fault. Even electrical wires must be pure gold. This pile will later be used to forge 3 beautiful wedding jewelry pieces for my darlings. The male lead angrily throws the suitcase aside, pointing straight at my face, shouting, "Get out of my sight immediately." And so I'm kicked out of the mansion. As I leave, I resentfully shout back, "Hey boss, you threw them in the wrong direction?" The 3 poor, lonely suitcases were thrown deep inside the mansion, 50 meters away from me. Alexander hurriedly shouts after me, "Mom, don't be scared. Go ahead, I'll follow soon." Emma nods in agreement. "Forget about this junk, Dad still has a whole safe. Once I break the lock, I'll send all the money to Mom." Finally, I'm kicked out by the male lead. The system reluctantly marks the mission complete. According to the promised reward, I can maintain youthful beauty for another 40 years. During the year living with the Hughes family, I secretly accumulated nearly 10 million. All of it is now safely in my personal account. The male lead thinks I corrupted his children, so he's ordered me never to return to the country, even transferring 10 million yuan as travel expenses, hoping I'll die in a foreign land. Currently I'm lying on the dreamy Maneuver beach counting money until my hands and shoulders are sore. Sister, stop staring at that phone. Look at me instead. Just after turning off my phone screen, immediately a devastatingly handsome face appears before my eyes. It's a rare mixed Race face carrying Chinese, American, and French bloodlines with sharp, angular features and eyes deep as the ocean. This heart-stirring mixed beauty makes me momentarily dazed, my mouth grinning almost to the point of facial distortion. Alright, I won't look at my phone anymore. I vow to only look at you. Strangely, every time I'm nearly broke and about to run out of money, like clockwork, some mysterious bank account transfers money in, just enough for me to continue spending comfortably for another period. There's only one thing that makes me somewhat dissatisfied. 20 years later, suddenly a handsome teenager with a cold appearance comes looking for me at my door. Every day he blocks my path right at the mansion gate. He firmly declares, "You're the first person to see my entire body, so you must take responsibility for me for life." Before Alexander, the day my father returned, he brought a strange woman home. She claimed to be the female lead in some cello story and, worse yet, proclaimed herself as mine and my sister's savior mother. How ridiculous! I love and respect only one mother. What about that self-proclaimed stepmother? She created special nutrition menus for us to supplement our bodies with nutrients. She hired skilled martial arts teachers to train my physical strength. She helped my sister find famous teachers, paving the way for her future. So what right does she have to proudly claim to be our mother? Those two women really suffered from severe narcissism. She also stuffed our heads with some nonsense about female lead savior souls. Can you stop preventing us from running to school? Exercise after eating keeps you healthy until 99. My stepmother truly understands life, you know. Speaking of this, I suddenly miss mom again. Alright then, this month I received 10 million yuan in allowance. Let me transfer it to mom immediately. My sister said she'd transfer her allowance to mom too. How annoying. No way, how can I send away all the money without keeping any? When we grow up and want to go abroad to find mom, what money will we use to buy her gifts? I heard Nathan already went to Maneuver to find his mother. I'm so jealous I could go crazy. No. I need to accelerate my plan. Once I take over the corporation, I'll fly there to give mom a comfortable, happy life until the end of her days. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story. I truly appreciate your comments, feedback, and thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. See you again in the next story.